Guys, our basement flooded the other day and it was so extremely stressful. I'm never down in our basement because it's super ugly and it's gross. There's no air conditioning down there. I don't really have a need to go down there. And I have a laundry list of other projects and household things that I want to do rather than focus on our basement. So I tend to just shut the door and pretend it's not down there and just go about my business. Well, that day we opened the door because we needed something down there. Water was everywhere and it was extremely stressful. We were freaking out. We were caught off guard and we had to solve this problem immediately. It was not fun. And I promise you, your finances are the exact same way. If you're not somebody like me who actually enjoys looking at numbers and figuring out math problems, and you tend to maybe just close the door and just kind of hope that everything's going okay, you could be faced with something one day when you finally open the door of either you're needing your retirement to be figured out or your kids are going to college and you haven't figured out a way to pay for it yet. You could be hit with this large financial monster and it can be extremely stressful. And for us with the basement, there was actually a small leak in the water heater that we just weren't paying attention to. And guys, with your finances, there tends to be just dollars leaking out. And so that's what I want to do today is help you figure out a couple different ways to plug the leak. Okay, so here we go. Number one, it's the small stuff. You know, generally when I review someone's annual living expenses, there are typically some large ticket items in there, like a family vacation that they went on to Disney World maybe, and those aren't cheap. That's like $5,000 to take a family to Disney World. And you might think, ooh, that's expensive. And yeah, it is. But there's really 3 specific areas where you can make the most improvement. 1 is food. 2 is shopping, and 3 is fees. Food tends to be the largest bucket of dollars that we spend on an annual basis. Grocery stores, restaurants, fast food. And guys, just by making a switch from a local convenient grocery store to maybe a store that's a little less convenient but charges fewer dollars for the exact same product, you can make a huge improvement. We actually switched from our little cute, wonderful store that's right by our house to a grocery pickup option. 1, because it was a lot more convenient for me to pick up groceries and manage our family, get some of my time back. But 2, just by switching stores, we started saving $50 a week. And $50 a week times 12 months in a year, that's $2,600. That's another vacation. That's a home improvement. That's dollars going into your child's education account. So just by making small improvements, really make a big impact. Number 2, just pick one thing. You know, when you think about going on a diet so you can live a healthier lifestyle, those diets tend to include just a drastic change to what you're eating and what you're cooking, the grocery items that you're purchasing. God, and it turns your world kind of upside down. And so the likeliness that you'll stick to that, it's not that great. And so what I recommend is just pick one thing. Let's just do one thing today. Maybe that is if you go eat out with your spouse, instead of purchasing 2 entrees and taking home the leftovers, just split one. It could be taking a look at your cable provider and seeing if there's another provider that, yeah, it might not be exactly what you're looking for, but you could maybe save $20 a month. And again, $20 a month times 12 months times the next 30 or so years that you'll be paying a cable provider, it really adds up. So pick one thing today, just one. Number 3, be your own luck. You know, it can be really fun to get lucky on a lottery ticket or find a 20 in the street, but we can make the same impact to your balance sheet by creating your own opportunities. You can look at your living expenses and see what dollars are leaving your bank account and just pick that one thing that we talked about and make a change, okay? And that will have the same impact as finding a 20 on the street. It might take a little bit more effort, but you'll have the same impact financially. Now, Matt and I have a brand new water heater a water pump that's our backup in case something happens again, so it can pump out the water. All the water's gone in our basement, and we're sitting pretty. We're a lot better off. But guys, we did not do that by ourselves. It was very stressful, and I didn't know who to call. But luckily, we had a friend who I knew managed a plumbing company, and I wasn't sure if he worked in residential, but I gave him a call because I trust him, and I know he wouldn't steer me wrong. And luckily, he did work in residential, and he was able to tell us what to buy, what not to buy, and he even did a lot of the heavy lifting for us, and I'm so appreciative of that. And the same is going to be true with your finances, guys. There are professionals like me who are skilled and are experienced and know how to point you in the right direction so that hopefully you can avoid a few mistakes and get where you're going just a little bit faster and sleep a little bit better at night. So there are two things you can do. You can either reach out to a professional or do this on your own. And regardless of what you choose, I still challenge you today, right after you finish watching this video, to go out and find just one way to plug the leak. Because remember, it's generally the small stuff. Focus on just one thing today and create your own luck. Go plug the leak.